Good morning. It's Friday the 11th of December and it's time for Boris's Best of British Bulletin. And in big news, we've had a complaint. Someone complained to me that I never say anything about all the good stuff the Tories do for us. Now, I'm not sure what the complainant didn't get about the title, DaviePHD's Indy vlog, but you know what? Fine. In the interest of balance, here is a list of all the good things the Tories did for Scotland this week. Well, that was bloody predictable, wasn't it? In Scots Tory news, where do I start? I think I'll start with Councillor Douglas Lumsden, the Aberdeen City Council co-leader, who wants the UK government to fund the Aberdeen City Council instead of the Scottish government. This is of course the same Councillor Lumsden who formed a coalition with their bitter enemies, the Labour Party, just to keep the SNP out of power in the city. And yes, it's the same Councillor Lumsden who berated Nicola Sturgeon for punishing Aberdeen's hospitality industry, only for it to become one of the worst COVID offenders in the country. Of course, Councillor Lumsden seems to be blissfully unaware that Scottish councils are generally better funded than their UK counterparts. So he really is a turkey voting for Christmas. I wonder how that hospitality industry would fare if council funding was transferred to Westminster, Councillor Lumsden. On second thoughts, let's just not give you any more bandwidth than we already have. Sit the fuck down. In a stunning turn of events, Baroness Ruth Davidson and David Mundell have not resigned. As we all know, Michael Gove announced this week that the Northern Ireland would still be able to access the EU single market as well as the UK market after the transition period ends. So was the same concession offered to any other devolved nations? Perhaps the only other one who voted Remain in the EU referendum? You know, us? Scotland? No. All UK businesses will now be at a commercial disadvantage to ones in Northern Ireland on New Year's Day. Back in 2018, Baroness Ruth Davidson and David Mundell said they would resign if Northern Ireland was treated any differently to Scotland. But for some inexplicable reason, their resignations have not been announced. It's almost as if we can't believe a fucking word they say. In UK Tory news, I'd love to be able to report on the final Brexit deal, but despite Boris's flight to Brussels for dinner, we're still none the wiser. The fourth immovable deadline has now become the fifth, Sunday, so I'll just have to update you all next week. Things didn't go at all well for Boris Johnson on Sunday as the Andrew Marr programme decided to rip the piss out of him.
Divergences at the moment, then we are going to have to take a position in the next few days.
So much of the oven-ready deal. Has someone unplugged the oven?
One of his cabinet, George Eustace MP, appeared on the show and he admitted the following. Food prices will rise. There will be shortages. The promises to farmers might not be kept, nor the promises to fishermen. Pet passports will no longer be valid in the EU, nor will our driving licences. So Brexit is going well then. Well no, it's a shit show. Foreign hauliers are now starting to tell their customers that they are unwilling to send trucks to the UK after Christmas. 90% of all cargo exported to and imported from the EU is transported by foreign hauliers, who generally get paid in tonnes per kilometre. Now, waiting in a 2-day queue in Kent isn't conducive to tonnes per kilometre payment, so they're just going to give the UK a miss altogether and deliver on mainland Europe instead. Now, before all you Brexiteers get all excited and say, "Ah well, more work for our British hauliers then," due to the way they've all been fucked around for the past 4 years, only 30% of UK hauliers are fully Brexit ready. So that's imports and exports fucked. Now, last week we reported on the great news of the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID vaccine being approved for use. Injections have started this week. But I did raise the spectre that post-transition import-export delays may mean that supplies run out. But unusually, it does seem that the UK government have a viable plan. They're going to import the vaccine on military aircraft. Maybe we could extend that to the 90% of EU imports that are due to be stuck on the continent. Maybe once we all run out of food, in late January by all accounts, We could do airdrops of essential supplies like our grandparents did during the war. I can't wait to run out into the street and excitedly get my groceries via parachuted parcels like some failed state receiving aid parcels from the civilised world. And finally, some English refugees arrived in Scotland this week. A poor family with 3 kids who have been jobless and living on state handouts. Now, in contrast to the hostile environment experienced by refugees in England, these unfortunate souls are welcomed to Scotland by a bagpiper on their arrival. Here is the heartwarming picture as they arrived at Waverley Station, being met by their caseworker before being taken to their temporary accommodation in Kirkstorfen. As we consistently say, all new Scots are welcome. Well, folks, have a great weekend. DaviePHD.